Okay, this is a quick lesson just building on the vocabulary words, some of the vocabulary words we learned the other day, and that we'll be learning about over the next couple of weeks. So, this lesson is called What Makes You You? So, to review, your parents have genes and traits in the DNA in their cells. So I know those were some of our words: genes, traits, DNA, cells. And so are parents. So you have parents. This is a picture of a cell. Cells are the smallest part of every living thing. All people are made up of cells. So your mom and your dad are made up of cells. You're made up of cells. I'm made up of cells. Everyone's made up of tiny, tiny cells. Here's a picture of DNA. So inside of every cell is something special called DNA. DNA is a set of directions that tells how you will look and act. Okay, here's some pictures of genes. Genes are small sections of DNA that are grouped together to give you different traits. Okay, so genes are part of DNA, and our DNA is stored in our cells. Traits are the characteristics inside of genes, like being tall or short, having blue or brown eyes, or having brown or blonde hair. These are passed down to you from your parents. So our traits are inside of our genes. Our genes give us our traits, and we get our genes from our parents. You get some of your parents' DNA and traits when you are created. That is why you may look like your parents. Okay, so let's see. How are traits passed to you from your parents? So your dad and your mom have traits. All people, including your dad and your mom, are made up of what? Made up of traits or made up of cells? Cells.
Cell.
Okay. What is inside of our cells? Are traits inside of our cells or DNA? DNA. DNA is inside of our cells. Small parts of our DNA are called what? Genes. Okay? Small parts of our DNA are called genes. And our genes give us our traits. The trait is passed on to you. Okay, so that's how our traits are passed from your parents to you. Okay, so now I want you to think about, first of all, what is a trait that can be passed down from your parents? One trait that can be passed down is hair color. Okay, there are many, many traits. That's just one. So now I want you to think about what traits do you have from your parents. So look at what you look like and look at what your mom or your dad looks like and try and come up with 3 traits that you have from your parents. So I'll make one for myself. I am tall, like my dad. I have wavy hair, like my mom. And I have green eyes, like my dad. Okay, so those are traits that I have from my parents. I want you to come up with your own 3 traits. And then, if you want to write them in complete sentences or type them, here's how you would do that. So I have, you're going to put your trait here, like my mom or dad. So I would put, I have green eyes like my dad. Okay? So that's a little assignment for you. Try to come up with traits that you have gotten from your parents and write them or type them, or even just talk about them with your mom or dad or someone else in your family. Okay, good job.